Good day, everybody, it's Max, and welcome back to InfraSpace, the core. That's right, and in this episode, we've got levels 1 to 4 done on our first core. It's now time to hit 5 and 6 with the left and right. Pa-pam! That's right. We're going to have one core fully upgraded, level 6, doing the things. And that way, we'll know what all the numbers are, and then we'll be on to more cores. Let's get to it. Okay, so we left off last episode having completed the first 4 rounds of city level, and this now puts us on to city level 5 here of our first core. Now, just to kind of go over something, we had a little bit of a traffic problem when we ended the last episode, and to solve that traffic problem, I have basically just told this intersection that traffic coming from the factories is not allowed to go straight. It has to either turn left or right. Now, by doing that, you notice I've now turned this core, the outside road of this core, into a highway. And by doing that, it has allowed the traffic much better, because now it's avoiding the park roads. So the roads that surround the parks and the actual stadium, of course, are pretty busy because people are trying to go to them, right? And now that this traffic isn't trying to hit one of the main park roads and is now being forced to filter out and around, taking the highway, which is faster than going through a city road, it actually works out much better. As you can see here, the cars are going all the way around to the back on the core's highway and then turning into the road they need. This actually has worked out even better than my initial core design when I did that in the previous save file, because of course I was working with factories that I had at the time. So in this case, we're going to carry on now with level 5 requirements. Now, level 5 requirements is 2 items: good meals and home robots. So let me put something together. I'm going to bring you back, and then, of course, we're going to try, hooking it up, letting it run, see how it's going, and, of course, which is what we've done here, of course, to get the level 4s to work. As you can see, the computers are keeping up for the 18 that I have, and so I'm going to be checking that out too. So once I've got the good meals, home robots, kind of an initial setup done, I'll bring it back. We'll go over it. Okay, so if I'm somewhat close, and that's a big if here at the moment, people, it's a big if. If I'm somewhat close, then this should be a decent ratio. So robots, we just because of the bonuses of their proximity to the buildings they have, they're running. We need 33.3. We're running 37.2 with the 3 buildings we have. Of course, to run these 3 buildings, you need 6 of these and 6 of these and 3 and some stuff there, and you need 3 motor factories, which of course we've got running up here. So we should be good to go with that, and I'm going to let this run for a bit. As you can see, they're still filling up with their stuff. It takes a little time for them to kind of get topped up, so we'll let them go for a bit. Let's head on over to the food situation now. Food is the same deal, and I tried to design this to get it to fit into a quadrant, into one of these quadrant areas. And as you can see, I'm just short of fertilizer, just short. But I can't put another road in. I can't, if I make this any wider, well, I guess I could make this one wider here and then try to sneak a road in here, I guess. It's a little, I guess that's what I'll have to try to do. But in this case, like, we 39, 34, we're cutting the numbers pretty close, but I'm hoping it's enough. I'm hoping it will be enough. So we're going to find out anyway. As, of course, same deal here as from the other side. We do not allow the traffic to go straight through. It must turn left or right, so as it doesn't interfere with our parks and our stadiums and the things. So, of course, it's going around. We're going to see what's happening. It's very high. Everybody wants to move in. Oh, yeah, you betcha. So, of course, we are delivering home robots to the home robot things. I'm hoping some of these people are going to start getting home robots. Oh, okay, well, they did. See, they got some home robots. They're good. So, hopefully, we're going to see what happens here. I'm going to let this run out for a bit. And hopefully, between the food, like I said, I might try and tweak this in to get that last piece of fertilizer in. You know what? We can do that right now because it's not going to hurt us to do it right now. Why do we have this on power? I don't want power. I'm good. I don't need power. We're going to move this out one. Just move it out one. And I'm trying to keep this all even Stevens, right? Like kind of, oh, my bad. Yeah, you're going to get really cranky if I do this. So let's do this for a second. Yeah, just pretend I didn't do anything bad. Nothing bad happened. Everything is fine. Listen, I just want to put another one of these in. And we're going to put a nice little road right here to say, hey, you can go out there and join your friends. All right, so do that for me. Yeah, now see, that's like it's way more fertilizer now than what they need, but okay, whatever. We'll see how it goes. Oh yes, I know you're hopefully you're not going to be short on sulfur. If you are, well, then I'll add an extra miner. We'll see what happens. So with that, again, I'm going to let this run. Look at this. We already have the start of level 5 buildings already starting to happen. So I'm going to bring it back as soon as we let this run out for a bit to kind of let it populate up and let this start spreading out across the city. See you in a sec. That's right, level 5. You betcha. So we now have the city upgraded to level 5, and I'm also going to show you a few little tweaks and changes I've made over in the factory zones. Then we're going to come back over here because we're going to take a little side detour. So with that, let's take on over here for a second. We're going to put up the production window. Just ignore that. they ignore the home robots. No, they're not. They are not behind, mister. I am telling you right now, I have been fighting with these things for hours. It's crazy. Look, see, there are extras in the factory. Just ship them out already. Ship them out. We're good. We'll get to that in a second. First of all, I have moved the home robotic factory over to the right a little bit. This has given me some more room over here. I'm hoping to be able to fit 3 of them in. Because that's going to be a problem. The problem is this is by far the biggest space-eating thing, right? And not to say is that home appliances aren't. Not to say is these aren't, because these are going to be a problem. But at the same time, this kind of gets a little complicated with the needing of the neural processors, and then of course you got to have nanotubes and blah blah blahs and all the things. So I moved it over to the right a little bit to hopefully try and fit 3 of them in here. Fingers crossed, the whole 9 yards. And then as I work my way down this way, fit more of them in because obviously if we have way too many circles to fill, I'm gonna probably end up having to take a few of these out. But let me get back to the factories because I'm all over the place here, and then we'll talk about circles and what we're gonna make a little side step for. So this is our robotics factory. Now this number was perfectly fine for the longest time, so I don't know why all of a sudden it's cranky again. But I mean it could be running a little low, so I will. I will see what I can do about it. Oh, wait a minute. Just hold on a sec. That is probably the problem. The problem is high-tech tools is missing. Well, let's go stare at that for a minute. Why? Because over here, of course, I've reorganized this. Now, I reorganized this because, of course, this was kind of so this was actually in 2 spots. This was down here, and then this was down here more. I've just condensed it up, cleaned it up a little bit, and that's because of this road. Now, this plateau, the only way to get onto this plateau was to cut through this little crevice area here, and I could only get one road in. So what I've had to do is I call it the Narrows Bridge, because I need a single. We had to use this 4-lane highway road and not the super highway road to get up in here. But we now have some high-tech robots, and gosh darn it, you guys, why aren't you guys delivering? Well, let's go to districts. That's because you've lost all your arrows. I don't know why. Why did you lose all your arrows? That's a good question. Let's go to high-tech tools. All right. Well, no, you didn't lose your arrows. Okay, I see all the Oh. Well, I see what the problem is now. It's perfectly fine. Yup. Yeah, it's just... This is easy. This is easy to fix, people. This is easy to fix. Watch. There we go. See, and now we're going to come back up here. Now, why are these districts? I really, it's not that I mean, I love districts. I was just trying something new to avoid using to try and use less districts. But in this case, I had no choice, because what was happening is, and this is the same problem you will have with all the what I call add-on stuff, right? Like if you were to put in industrial robots, you're gonna have the same problem. So I built this highway down off of this mountain, specifically going to here, right? But without districts, this road, of course, keeps going. And what they were doing was sending all their robots to the city to put them into into farms and stuff, instead of putting them into high-tech robots. And you're going to have, into the home robots. So you're going to have this same problem. I mean, don't get me wrong, using less districts is fine if you can get away with it. But again, I always want to point out that I think districts are very important, and that don't just try not to use them, right? Yes, one-way roads are great, and yes, they can save you a lot of hassle. But in this case, district solves the problem. And in this case now, it's going to solve the problem, because you watch what happens. This is going to flood out a bunch of cars. Yep, there they all go. That's right. You all just drive down there, and that's a thing. And in fact, we got to fix this quickly, because the city will run short. So in this case, these are the back buildings here. Actually, they look really good at the moment. They got all their robots, so they're not going to be hurting for too much. But as you can see by the production overview, without the little bonus, I would need a 4th robot factory. And I'm trying to kind of stick to this size. So I kind of went with, yeah, see, now we're back up to 41, 48, right? So that's great. Now, I'm trying this out just for something different, right? Again, this tends to be more hassle than it is benefit. I think it would have been more beneficial for me just to make this one size bigger. Put in 5 more of these, 3 more of these, a couple more of those, 2 more of those, and you would have had another factory and be done with it. I must admit, this turned out to be much more hassle than I expected. At the same time, though, I mean, it's here now, so I'm going to leave it, and I'll at least use it until I run out of that. Okay, and then I think what I'll do is from now on, I think after I run out of extra of these high-tech tools, I will just make them four big, because I think it's just going to be easier. But now, before we move on to level 6, all right, because we still have level 6 to deal with, we're actually going to push this a little bit. So you will notice under production overview, oxygen, 420 needs 126. All right, so even when these go up to level 6s, we're not going to need 420, right? And simple meals. Where's simple meals? Yeah, no, that's uranium. No, we don't feed people uranium ore. It's all good. Here we go. 317. We need 25.3, right? So I've got way too many farms. I've got way too many O2 processors. what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace some of them. So in this case, inside of these 10 squares, right? And so like there's 8 of these 10 squares around. I am actually going to take out the center building, right? Yep, right there, right there, right there, and right there, and right there. Okay, that's 8. Right? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's 8. I don't know where I got the number 10 from. It doesn't matter. All right. And we're going to put in houses in their place, right? So we're going to say a house, and a house, and a house, and a house. Oh, no. Let's not get carried away. Let's just a house, one house, the house. There you go. That's awesome. That's good. Now, we're being a little careful here because there's other numbers to watch for, right? I'm not worried about these. That's part of that computer factory up top. So yes, we've just taken away some of the oxygen, and now we've replaced it with some of the housing. The question becomes, can all our other stuff keep up? So I'm going to replace little bits of housing. So like, for example, the farms, right? I'm probably going to take out what I call the double farms here. I'll probably take out the double farms up here, and I believe I have double farms over on this side and on this side. Again, I will probably take those out and see what happens. Again, hopefully things will be okay, and these guys will upgrade no problem. Look at this. They've already upgraded, right? They already got there too. And see, we got cars coming in here like crazy. They're like, yes, we will deliver home appliances to these people. Look, there comes the red car right now. Zoom. Look at this. Congratulations. You are about to get some serious cards. So we were sitting at 2816 at level 5s, but I'm going to try and even push this a little bit harder. I think I'm going to try and push it a little harder. So with that, I'm going to bring it back, and then of course, once I've kind of tweaked this some, I'm going to see how far I can push the population, and then we'll have a look at level 6. Okay, we are tweaked. We're so tweaked. Let me show you the number. Yeah, 3136 is what we've got it tweaked up to. So that went from 28 all the way to 31. And let me tell you, I'm pushing it to the limit. So I was actually at 3164, and then suddenly I started seeing downgrades, and the problem was food. Like which was a real pain to deal with. But anyway, nevertheless, got that straightened out, and I've also increased food a little bit more, just a little bit more, to squeeze out. I had to put in a fourth factory, and of course, the trick to this fourth factory is that it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. So we're going to push this one to level 6. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to push the rest of a lot of them to level 5, because level 5 actually, at 3,100 people, level 5 allows me to avoid the VR education hassle while still getting over 3,000 people. But then what I'll do is as I get closer to the end, what room I have left over, if I think I can get VR in there somewhere to like a half a dozen of them, then maybe I'll slam in some VR and see what happens. So with this case, I now have to work on VR because this one is going to go to level 6. Gosh darn it. I am getting it there, and I'm getting it there somehow. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to try and squeeze it in over here somewhere. I know I got a bunch of highways and other stuff running through here at the moment to go to home appliances and computers, but I think I'm going to try and squeeze it in here somewhere. It will be very similar to the size of this, I would think. Maybe a little bit smaller, maybe only be the 10 computer type setup, but I would figure I'm going to try to squeeze it in here. This highway that's running through here, I'm not too worried about that. Highway. This is nothing new in a city, right? So we're going to try, I think, squeeze it in here, and then we'll hook in VR education onto the road and see what happens. So I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to start working on it. Okay, so I hooked it up, but it looks like I forgot the power. So let's put in some power. Hey, you know, things do happen on the odd occasion where I forget to put in a thing or three. But we should be able to sneak in a power here somewhere, right? I mean, this corner is ripe for a thing. Yeah, see, I knew we could sneak a thing in here, right? So we could just do that. It's all fine. We'll push the play button. Now, what I'm hoping, I've done a little extra. I'm really hoping this works. Uh-oh, what are you? Delivery truck. You're transporting things. You're transporting those things all the way here. No, don't do that. See? And this is why you can't do things like this. Right. I don't want you doing that at all. It's really simple, people. You, my friends, should not be transporting that to there. And then, right, I'm gonna have to rework all of this now. Yup. I really wish they had a smaller tool for district drawing. I really do. Like, I should be able to choose like whatever size I want with the plus minus key. Like if I want 1 square, 2 square, 9 squares, that would be a better option, right? So let's fix the high-tech tools. Yeah, this is all broken. Nope. So, listen, you guys, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you guys are very important, but you can only go to these guys, okay? Cool. Now, high-tech tools, you guys can do yourselves. I know, that's a thing you can do. And then, now we'll draw my tools down here. It's really disappointing that truck's going to drive all the way down there now. Anyway, there's not much I can do about that. That's a thing that's happened. It is over. We'll let him finish his drive because that's a thing that's going to happen. But luckily, it appears I have stopped the flood of wherever you thought you were going, you're not going anymore. And that's fine. It's because this road here, of course, they're waiting for these back here. I'm surprised it didn't try and flood these over as well because it needs these as well. And I know I don't have those like segregated off. There's a road. Yeah, like they could travel straight on through as well. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys would empty out. But anyway, I guess I'm not going to worry about it. All right. So obviously I've got to wait a few minutes. This has to fill up. And then, of course, as you can see, we have the trucks driving over here already. Hey, it's good to see some some VR education being made. That's awesome. It's being kind of made because other areas sent their stuff and they weren't supposed to, but that's okay. We'll kind of let it go for now, I guess. So while these guys are all kind of ramping up, I'll bring you back. We'll see how VR education gets along. Okay, I think I've got most of it fixed up, and which is good. Can't be having it all broken like, oh, darn it. You got no road. You know what? I'm going to just ignore you for now. Just pretend that's not there. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't just ignore that. It's better for you. It's better for the planet. Let's do this. And we'll do this. Since you seem to be complaining an awful lot about having no sand, we'll give you a little more sand. Hey, look at this. We have VR education pouring out like crazy. This means we should start to see our first level 6 buildings because you know these guys are going to like just stop at the first building here that they see, right? Because, I mean, this is the corner they all go to. Yeah, like look at this. I mean, it's full. Like, what else do you want? Habitat is full. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. It doesn't. Boom. See? I mean, look at this guy. See, he knew what he was doing, right? He was like, yeah, I'm upgrading. You don't want to upgrade? I don't care about you, dude. Hey, this guy knew what he was doing. He was like, yeah, upgrades, people. Upgrades. I mean, look at the mustache on this man. He knew what he wanted. He was that Magnum PI mustache. That's where it was. That's where it was. And sure enough, he's like, I got this under control. It's all good. Magnum PI. Tom Selleck, he's a great guy. Oh man, I miss the days. Anyway, we have level 6 coming in. I'm gonna bring it back as soon as we see how much level 6 we get. Because of course, though it is started, doesn't mean that it's gonna last. I mean, I only made this big enough for 2 of you guys, and I don't know if it's gonna be enough. According to the production overview, I am in big trouble. I'm in really big trouble. So I may have to expand this a little bit more. I did allow myself the room to do that, but it looks like I'm probably gonna have to do that because this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. So with that, I'll bring it back. We'll see how well the city does with it. I'll see you shortly. Oh yeah, it's getting closer all the time. Magnum PI's keeping an eye on the scene. As the buildings are getting to level 6 and they're finally surrounding the stadium. Soon you won't be able to see it. You can't even see the other parks. Now these parks here will soon be covered up. It's getting intense, people. It's very intense. Because, hey, they may not all get to level 6, but I'd like this one to get to level 6 without me having a heart attack or anything, right? We're gonna keep going. Habitats are upgrading. It is still pushing out the robots. Let's have a look. Yes, I am still running a tad short on the neural processors, but it is still pumping out robots. And according to VR education, where am I? Yeah, and according to this, I still have enough. I have more than enough. So with that, it's just a race to see, if Magnum PI can, keep the city in order, right? Because I'm depending on TC here to keep it all under control. So I'm going to bring it back as soon as we hit the finish line. I'm hoping. And we have done it! You betcha! It was a hard push to get them last 6 citizens in there, but we finally got them in. And so there is only one building left to upgrade because there's 16 somewheres in the city. Magnum PI has got it under control. It's all good. And this is now one upgraded level 6 core. You betcha. Yep. It's cool. Look how cool this is. This is how you get around. Let me tell you. It's a city. It's a city. It's a city doing things. We got everybody going to the stadium to watch the sports. We got everybody going to the parks to do the parky things. It's always very busy at the park roads. The park roads are always very busy. But the traffic is doing well. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It goes around the outer edge, and then of course it finds a road in, and then it proceeds to go inwards. And the nice part is that it tends to avoid my park mess. So now that we have one fully upgraded core, thanks Magnum. I got to move you out of the way there, big guy. What are we doing on the next episode? Well, turns out I got another whole bunch more cores to do. Now that we know what it takes to make one work, I'm probably going to play with the tweaking a little bit. Silly road. There's no way I can attach it to a road. It's just going to have to suffer. But in any case, we'll make it work. Now I know what it takes. Basically got it balanced out really nice. And we're probably going to push. I'd like to get several Mark 5s in. Now, I may take these 2 out, and the reason being is I'm going to try to do for 5, if that makes sense. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'd like to try and do like maybe some sort of 5 core maybe. So I would take these 5 here and then these 5 around here. I don't know. still working on that in my mind because I think getting them all to level 6, as you can see by the amount of room we've had to use to get this just one core to level 6, it would be nice not to have to use this amount of space. If I could use this space for another robot factory, right? Because they're almost the exact same thing, except basically this is double sized. Then what I can do is, of course, I can push a lot of cores to level 5, and the game would be happy with me. In other words, not be too cranky with me, because the game tends to get awful cranky sometimes, right? With this whole habitat immigration level thing, right? So on the odd occasion, we may have to push one up to 6 just to kind of keep this bumped up. But overall, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lay out some additional cores. Start building these up. Let's see how many people we can get in here. I'm Max. This, of course, is InfraSpace, the core, and we now have one upgraded core done. Let's see how many more we can do. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.